Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the Grille. It's the Tier 5 German SPG located on the westbourne of Pearl River. Is it Pearl River? Oyster Bay. Get it right. And it's under the command of Fork Hugh. And as you know, Fork Hugh is one of my alternate accounts. Well, it's basically a 15 centimeter heavy howitzer mounted on top of a hull that originally came from a Panzer ICT. So it's a German, Czech hull rather, mounting a German howitzer gun. Okay, now this battle is only a brief one, and in fact, actually, the battle took place this morning. But it's actually really to emphasize the importance of Arty in the game. As you can see in this game, we've got two Arty on our team, myself and a Fifi. And we spotted an enemy tank, and unfortunately, my shot was a little premature. I was hoping I might stun the guy and then get the rest of the stun assist, but he expired very quickly. Okay, well, we did see an EPR Hotchkiss, and he was in that position, but he's not spotted now, so I fire a round in anyway, just in case. Okay, well, I'm now going to put a round into the 40 TP. Good thing about the Grille is it does have a very high trajectory, which means you can shoot over rocks. And that 40 TP is about to get a rude awakening. Now, I'm aiming ahead of his position. Rounds out. Right onto the engine deck for 171. These 15 centimeter shells are capable of doing 480 alpha with 38mm pen and a 6.7 meter burst radius and stun of between 6 to 10 seconds. Okay, the EBR got on the move again. I'm going to try and put a round into that 40 TP. This Arty's only got a 10-degree arc, 5 degrees either side of the center line, which means that if you move the aim just slightly, you get a massive reticule bloom. And that guy pulling back. Oh, it's tracked. Now, am I going to reload in time? No, because he goes out the game. But over on the other side, we do spot a CB3, or CB3, KB3. Let's get it right. KB3, Soviet Tier 7 heavy, and he just took one round from me with a direct hit, but it was unspotted at the time, and so, yeah, no joy. We've got to the enemy cap area, but it appears that they are putting up a defense. In fact, they've got two Su-100s in the vicinity, or is it just one? Oh, it's just one, actually. And that KB3 comes back. Oh, gonna get a shot. The enemy Arty's in sight as well. Rounds out. Oh! Over the engine deck and explodes behind him. Not good. And then this Su-100 comes into sight. The EBR of our team, unfortunately, makes a bad mistake of ramming him. And of course, he's a light tank. The Su-100 is based on the T-34, so it's a little heavier. But he gets ammo-racked by our Su-100, and my shell just goes in to follow up anyway. Well, I can see what's happening. If you notice on the mini-map, the enemy is actually getting very close to our cap area, and I'm not particularly happy about this, so I'm going to change position and see if I can get to a spot where I can shoot back at the enemy as they're getting into our cap area. I'm going to circle around through the bushes just to make sure that I don't get spotted, because their force includes an M6 and a TOG 2. Okay, looks like they've killed off our last opposition on this side of the map. The only one else on our team is the Fifi, and he's well behind our cap in the docks area. So I'm going to try and work my way up and closer to the enemy cap area. You know, just checking behind me, because there is that KV3 and there's another tank. The KV3 is busy at the moment, so that's why he's not looking in my direction. I'm going to make an end run on the cap. I don't think any of our team actually realised the score's even, and the enemy does have more hit points than us, but they should be putting cap pressure on right now to try and force the enemy to make a mistake and come back from our cap. But it looks like they've not, and although we're one tank up on the enemy, they've got more hit points than us. So I'm going to get into that cap quick and see if I can apply some pressure. Well, we've got two sets of bushes here, and I'm going to go for the back pair because A, it's on the edge of the cap area, and B, if anybody comes from the other direction, they've got two bushes between them. Have a quick look to see if I can get that Jackson. He's well away, and the Tog, oh no, the Tog just killed our SU-100, and now we're down to just two players, myself and the M6. The enemy T-34 managed to kill off our Fifi, and now I'm all alone with the M6, and they've started capping at the other end, or rather the T-34 has, but he's left it a little late. Now the big question is, are the enemy going to help that T-34? No, he's not. And he's actually... I fired that anticipating the Tog would go through that spot. But unfortunately, our teammate in the M6 has gone down. So I'm now the only one left alive against 3 enemy tanks with another 35 seconds left on the clock. The Tog 2 is the closest. The Jackson, well, he's a little further away. And I think the T-34 is driving as fast as he can to get back to us because he came out of the cap. And I think he thinks that he's fast enough to get back here in time. But remember, I've got 2 bushes between me and the Tog 2. And I've got my team saying, don't shoot, the Jackson will come. Don't shoot. They're quite right. Don't shoot until you know you've won. 5 seconds, 4 seconds, 3, 2, 1. The Tog comes into sight. We've captured, and that's just for good measure. I hoped I could wipe out the Tog, but he's left it too late, and we've won. Here's the end of battle stats, and this never gets funny when you win by a Raider-Invader combination. That was a third-class tanker because I really didn't get a lot of shots. The enemy was all over our team, and they did do a lot. Although I had the involvement of putting a shell into that 40 TP and 1 shell into the KB3, unfortunately, not much damage overall. But the best thing, of course, is the enemy never spotted me, not once in the entire battle. They must have seen the tracers, but they never saw the Arty. And yes, the bat symbol, the Raider medal, something that even Quickie Baby recently admitted that he hadn't had for a long time, and he had to work hard to get his Raider. But of course, it's something Arty players get all the time because, of course, we're the ones who are very stealthy. We try to stay out of sight of the enemy as much as possible, but we still win games by capping out and winning. And of course, I got the Invader medal as well for getting at least 80 capture points and capping out to win. My win rate from that one, 1,183, which is good, but not great. Let's have a look at team score. Well, the highest damage in the game turned out to be the enemy M6, who got 3,486, and he got a high caliber, but he's going to be absolutely fuming that 3 of his teammates, including 2 fast tanks, a Jackson and a T-34. Well, Jackson's not particularly fast because it is based on the M10 Wolverine, so it's not very fast. The T-34 is fast enough to get between that end, their end, and our cap end, or their own cap end, to get a reset, and he just didn't do it. He obviously left it too late and wasn't able to get back. When it came to the second highest damage, that was our M6 with 2,598. And the third highest damage, well, that was the Tog 2. And yes, Togs are not particularly fast. He got close enough to be within sight of me, but with 2 bushes in the way, he wasn't able to see where I was, so couldn't do anything about it. So, when it came to kills, we can see the high scorer was the M6 with 5 kills, 3 kills to our M6, and then 2 kills to the IKV, the P43 Biz, the SU-100, and the T-34 on the enemy team. And when it came to base XP, well, I didn't get any kills at all. When it came to base XP, you can see that it was actually our M6 who got the highest with 1129. I bet he wasn't expecting that. With the other M6 with the high caliber getting 970. And then in third place, the IKV 90 on our team with 619. I only got 406. But I was the only one left alive on my team, and of course we won. Let's have a look at the detail. I only fired 9 rounds. I got 3 direct hits, no penetration, 6 splash, damage of 600 hit points, of which 483 were at more than 300 meters. So you can see the enemy was close for some of the time. That was the TOG 2 right at the end. 3 enemy vehicles were damaged, none were killed, but I did get 248 hit points of stun assist off 6 stuns, and I got 100 capture points. Now, I earned 24,683 credits on this account. It's only a free-to-play account now because, of course, it's lost its premium for the holiday event. And 1,421 experience points. But it's the fact that the enemy team, even though they outnumbered me 3-1, still could not win the game because Arty has the sense and the map awareness that we will move to get to the enemy cap, put pressure on the enemy, and then, if necessary, win the game, never having been spotted, not once, by the enemy. So I thought you'd enjoy that little one because they are so funny every time they happen. It never gets old, but it does actually get, gives me a laugh every time that the enemy made such a classic mistake as to not cap, or rather, not to cap it themselves. They should have stayed in the cap because if they managed to get a reset, the game would have been over even if they didn't kill me. But of course, that T-34 thought, yeah, I can get back to the cap faster than the TOG could. And I never knew where he was, but I suspect he just wasn't close enough. And the TOG, well, he probably could have shot at me. He just didn't know where I was in the cap. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.